Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen, the Freeze Drying Academy. Yes, we're in the normal kitchen. The freeze dryer is kind of shut down for right now because why? I am going to do an experiment, but I've got to make this stuff first. Then I'm going to figure out how to freeze dry it. All right, what do I got for you? I've got this idea online, and it says initially that they're dog treats. But when I started looking at the ingredients, I'm like, okay, why dog treats? Why not people treats? So I decided to kind of look at it, and I might modify it and go from there. Well, come on in here. Let's show you what I've got. They're basically going to be bananas. Okay, we got 2 bananas, kind of a medium-sized banana. Okay, we're going to do blueberries. This is actually going to be 1 cup of blueberries. Okay, so remember, 2 bananas, 1 cup of blueberries. I've got some really good oat flour. Use any oat flour you have. If not, supposedly you can take some regular oatmeal and grind it up really, really fine in your blender, and you come up with oat flour as well. So basically, the measurement on that is 1 cup of oat flour. And over here in this bowl, I've got 2 cups of Yoplait vanilla. So let me show you what that looks like. Right here, here's the Yoplait original vanilla. Now, remember, my wife, she likes the Greek yogurt, but I found out you cannot use Greek yogurt in your freeze dryer. So we decided to go with the Yoplait original vanilla flavor because it has a little bit of the sweetness. I still don't know if I'm going to add sugar yet, okay? Because that's the only difference between the human version and the dog version. The dog version doesn't have sugar. The human version, which is what I'm going to create, might have sugar. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and slice up the bananas. Then I'm going to go ahead and smush the blueberries. Put the flour into the mixing bowl with the 2 cups of yogurt. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix it up and determine whether or not I'm going to use my jerky cannon to put them onto my freeze drying trays, or am I going to have to use a spoon or something else? All right, wife came up with a cool idea. This is a wife tip. She says use I think this is a potato masher, potato ricer. I've never really used it much. So she said put the blueberries in and see what happens. So we're going to find out right now. So we're going to take all the blueberries over here, put them in this little contraption. I don't know. Again, I don't know what this is called. Like, is there potato masher, ricer, something? I just know it's a cool tool I bought and never used it. All right, so here we go. Let's see what happens. Squish the blueberries. Hopefully it doesn't squirt everywhere. Man, I'm actually bending the handle. I don't think that's too well for that. But the blueberries did get smashed. So let me go ahead and put that in there. Okay. Looks kind of cool. Just gonna have to scrape it off a little bit. Whatever. Maybe that's why I don't use it. All right, in the sink it goes. But there's your squished blueberries. Now, for those of you that don't like my comb idea on the blueberries, I guess you can do that. But why would you want squished blueberries? I don't know. Anyway, okay. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add the flour. Put that in there. And last, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with these. I think I'm going to chop them up. Diced up the bananas. Just going to put those in here. I guess if you really wanted to, you can probably mush it up. But I figure when I blend it up, it's going to do the same thing. So, there we go. Put that off to the side. Going to turn on the mixer here. We're just going to keep mixing really, really well. And now I can kind of see why they wanted the blueberries to be mushed. So I think next time, the blueberries should go into the blender and puree them. But you never know. It might actually come out as a really cool treat still. So let's just go with it and see what happens. Well, I'm going to keep mixing it up, and I'll bring you back. All right, guys. So I got done mixing this up. I'm just drying my hands here. Um, So one thing I did is I added 2 tablespoons of sugar, and the reason being is when I taste tested it, the oat flour began to overpower the sweetness or the natural sweetness of the bananas and the blueberries along with that vanilla yogurt. Okay, come in here and take a look at this. I still think that the blueberries probably should have been done in the blender or pureed, but again, we're going to leave it alone. This is actually pretty cool. What I'm going to do right now is I'm hoping it'll thicken up. So I want to put it in the refrigerator for maybe 30 minutes and then come back, look at it to see if in fact it did thicken up. And then I'm still thinking, leaning towards the jerky cannon because I might want to squeeze them onto my freeze drying trays. Or I'm going to use a really cool, and I think I might actually do that, a really cool divider that I got from freezedryingsupplies.com, so I can actually make little square bites. This is one tray I set up with these little squares here. Go come in and take a look at that. But I want to show you a little bit more about these beautiful dividers here. You get a whole kit. You get a whole bunch of long ones, a whole bunch of short ones, okay? And what's cool, right now I have them set up in squares. So let's say if I want to remove one tray, come on closer here, and I want to remove one. Now, if I remove one, now I have 4 bars. So you can make those beautiful granola bars. If I remove a second one, now I got longer bars. I can also remove the middle one and make it squares. This thing is so customizable. So let's say I wanted to do breakfast bars and I also want to do my little square bites. You can. This thing is so amazing. You just got to get yourself a set of these and play with them to make your own little size snack bites. Okay, guys, so I decided not to do the jerky cannon or the ice cream scoop or anything like that. What I end up doing is I end up using a spatula and I scoop them into the trays. Come on and take a look. You'll see that, let me move the tray right here. It almost filled up one whole tray. So if you've got the small freeze dryer like I do, then you're going to have to make that recipe and multiply it by 4 if you plan on making the whole 4 tray setup. Now again, we don't know what's going to happen, so I'm hoping it comes out good. What I'm going to do with the remaining 3 trays is I'm going to go ahead and do my banana bites, which you've already seen those, with the 3 other trays, and then probably later on tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and freeze dry it because these need to get nice and firm and go into the freezer before the freeze dryer. Hey guys, okay, it's been overnight, so these babies have been in the freezer. Let's go to the freezer here. I've already got the machine set up. I did upload to version 6 of the software with the Wi-Fi. So far, amazing results. We're going to go ahead and open the doors so we can get this baby loaded up. Coming over to the freezer, and we're going to grab all these beautiful trays here. All right. Now, we're going to come in really close here, and remember, this is the banana blueberries with the oat flour in the molds. Now, I'm going to leave them in the molds while I freeze dry, but I got to get these little corner things off. I've also got these from that freezing dry website, and at the end of the video, I'm going to post the link to that because I keep forgetting the actual name of it. We're going to put these ones, I think, on tray 2. Kind of put it in the middle there, slide it in. Oh, you remember these. These are the banana bites. Very, very popular item. Load those babies up. Again, take these little things off. And they weren't that expensive. I want to say maybe like 20 bucks or so. Again, I'll post that at the end of the video. And the last tray. Now, again, I do recommend you also purchase the silicone mats that you see in here. They are a lifesaver. I like it a lot better than trying to cut parchment paper each and every single time. Alrighty, let's go ahead and close the door. Let's get back across the camera here. Remember, you have to make sure your valves are closed. So remember, I have 2 valves. I got the vacuum valve I've got the drain valve. Now, this is really cool because you can totally change your colors on your screen. That's the version 6. This is the Wi-Fi dongle here. I can hit this, and it tells you everything about my Wi-Fi setup. The app is also really cool because the app will tell you the status of your machine. So right now, it told me my machine was ready to be loaded. Okay, I'm going to hit exit here. And now I'm going to hit continue because I've already loaded the machine. And now it says freezing. Now I'm going to show you something here. Let's see here. I'm going to go to my phone. And let's see here. I'm going to go to the Harvest Right app. Okay. Now, here is my device on the app. And it automatically says freezing. Look at that. It tells me I got so many different options I can do here. I can even click on here and I can change my screen color. I can do automatic over-the-air software updates. The end batch options will tell you what do you want to do when the machine's done. I kind of left that alone. And remember, 24 hours of extra dry time. Let's go back to this menu here. Batch history, which is kind of cool. It tells you what's going on with this particular batch. There is so much you guys can see on this app. And then when it's done, it's going to send me a notification as well. Guys, if you don't have version 6, you don't have that dongle, you're missing out on a whole new world in freeze drying. So right now, I don't want to end the batch because I want to taste it to make sure that it's done. So remember, I always like to do what I call pausing the machine. So you're not touching anything on your display. All we're going to do is release the vacuum. It allows me to kind of pause the machine as I say it. Open the door. Once you release the vacuum, it's going to open the door a little bit. There you go. Alright, I want to pull out this tray right here because I want to look at these. They look dry. Let's see. Pull up the camera there. So now, what I want to do is just go ahead and close the lid, and I want to see how easy it comes off these trays. And actually, you know what? Look at that. They just pop right out of these little dividers, and that was freeze-dry-supplies.com. freeze-dry-supplies.com. They're really, really innovative, cool tool. I got a small little piece right here. I want to taste it. I want to see what's about. Let's see. It's crunchy. Oh man. And these are supposed to be dog treats? Whoa. I gotta get that to the camera person there. Oh man. If these are dog treats, then the dogs are freaking spoiled. Because, you know my dog was spoiled. Recently I did have to put Liberty down. She ended up with really, really bad cancer. So rip Liberty. But these are amazing. Dog treats and human treats. Man, woo! These are awesome, guys. Make those, alright? Crazy Dave, thanks for watching. I'm out.